Hello guys, today we are going to start a new project. We are going to create a web application using Django REST framework. This project is going to cut across every simple thing, starting from building a custom index page where there is a button and a navigation bar and a footer. So in this first tutorial, that is what we're going to create. So for that, we are going just to use class-based views, because let me just use another color. The idea we are going to do using our views, the class-based views, we'll have the user and the web server. So whenever the user goes to our website, is going to send a GET request. The first one is going to be a GET request. So that GET request, you're going to build these are class-based views, and inside the class-based views, you're going to create the first function-based views for GET. So let's say he sends a post request. We are going also to handle that. So this is going to be a fun project. Even if you are a beginner, you can just follow along. So the first thing I'm going to create, I've already opened, you can see I'm in an empty directory called Django projects. I'm going to be building a lot of projects that I've created a separate directory. So inside here, that's the first thing we're going to do in this video, is creating an virtual environment because of the issue of dependencies. So I'm going to do control and backtick, and it's going to display the terminal. So instead of using that, you can just go and install git bash. So I'm using git bash for my case because there's some things I have to write which in PowerShell cannot be interpreted. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to do Python. Oh my god, Python. Then -m, and then env, and then the name. For my case, I'm going to just call it env. Go ahead, run that. Let it run. So you can see it has already created an directory with some files. So this usually takes a lot of time because it has to create each and every file. You can see there are some files inside here that they have not been created. So the context, the idea of a virtual environment is that if, let me just use blue is my favorite color, by the way. So if this is our virtual environment that we have created, this VNV, so this is this, we're going to install some modules, which, because this is my whole computer, there are other modules that I've already installed, and they may cause an interference with these modules. That's why we are creating a virtual environment. So after creating the virtual environment, we can just go ahead and activate it right here. Go ahead, right that. Select that. Activating, it's just, you just go ahead and just write source using inside the git bash. If you run in the PowerShell, not the CMD, it's not going to run. So source, and then go to the env. Inside that, go to the scripts. Inside there, you can see inside the scripts there is a file called activate. So you're going to run that, activate, press enter, and if it has run correctly, you'll see this. Even if I press enter again, you'll just see the env continues to work. So we have already created the virtual environment. So let me just clear this from here, also clear that. I'm going to place each and everything I've coded here into my Git repository. You can just go and look at it. I've created a lot of projects. You can just go and look them for them. The Git repository link, I'll link it inside the description. So the first thing I'm going to install, let me check first if my network is actually okay. So yeah, it's okay. So the first thing I'm going to do, if I write pip freeze, you say that there is nothing because you have not installed any module. So the first module I'm going to install is pip install Django. This is going to be used to build the whole thing. So just let it run. So there is two ways of verifying if your module that you are trying to install has been installed correctly. There are actually three methods. One, it's going to show you right here. Two, if you go to your env folder, you see that's finished. It's prompting me to upgrade, but I don't want. Inside the env directory, if you go to the live site packages, you can see there's the Django that has already been created. Now we're going to import, we're going to use this whole framework. So we're going to see something like from Django.views, import these. So this is essentially what we're going to do, everything. So yeah. So I'm going just to collapse that. So we've already created we've already installed our Django module. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear that, and then now start our project. So I'm going to do Django admin and then start project. The name of the project, you can just give any name. For my case, I'm just going to go for delivery app. I'm going to let it run. So that's done. So we've already created a new directory. You can just cd into that. So cd to food, cd to food. Inside there, you can see there is a manage.py file. So what I'm going to do, let me just collapse that. What we're going to do, we are going to run that server and see if everything has been installed correctly. You can just do py instead of Python. So py manage.py run server. So I've already installed this tool for Microsoft Edge. Instead of going to my browser and back and forth, I've installed this. You can just come here into my packages, the ones I've installed. If you look for Microsoft Edge, you'll see I've already installed it. So this one, it's right here. I already installed it. So you can just go and search Microsoft Edge, and then you can just install it. So I'm going to open it, launch an instance. So now, right here, you can just come here, copy everything, and then go with local, because this is being hosted at the localhost code 8000. If I run that, you'll see that everything working correct. So this is the request which is being sent, the get request. If we try and post something here, it's going to show us a post request. So now that one is working properly. You can just go ahead and right here, because I'm going to make some changes in the settings.py, I'm going to open it right there, right, close that. What has happened? Oh, it's okay. So So right here you can see they're saying Python manage.py, there are applied migration. So I'm just going to do that quickly. So this first video is just setting up everything. So yeah. So to do that, I'm just going to Python manage.py migrate. So this is going to migrate the changes to our database right here. Let it run. As it runs, I want to start making some few changes to our settings.py file. This is the settings that this is the file that controls the whole project. So if you want to make a huge change to your project, do it in the settings.py. So I'm going to add that by just doing control backtick. Go ahead, use that so I can be able to access that. So right here. So the first module I'm going to import, so I'm going to import OS. This is going to be used linking the files with other directories and stuff. So we have already imported this OS. You can just import something and just let it stay there. So come here to our static URLs. There are going to be the static files. For my case, what I'm going to do, I want to make it, let's say I'm going to use Bootstrap 5 classes and their CSS files. Let's say their servers crashed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going just to download their CSS and host them in my local machine. So the way I do that, first I declare a static folder, static files. So I tried to change this variable name and it appears you just have to write it exactly as written. So I've written static files underscore DRS. Then I'm going to do os.path.join, and when we're going to join it from the base AR, and then we're going to create a folder called static. So what this line of code does, it goes to where base directory is. The base directory is where your project is. It's right here, and it's going to look for the folder with this name, static folder, and it's going to add it to our project. So to do that, we return our terminal. So if we do an ls, you can see we do not have a static folder, so I can just do make dir and then just call it static. I had run that. Where is it? Where is it? Static folder. Let me just do it from here. Put another one called static. Then go ahead like that one. So we already added our static folder. Now we have to add the CSS. So what I'm going to do, oh my god, I have a lot of terminals open. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open another one. So right here, open that one. And if you want to have the kind of personalization or customization of your windows, just write comment on the comment section and I will show you how to work with this everything. So yeah, so I've already downloaded the Bootstrap. So if I come here and look for Bootstrap, you can see you have the Bootstrap. This is Material Design Bootstrap. So I'm going to use that one first. This one is customized further than Bootstrap. So right here CSS, I'm going, for my case I want to have a dark web page. So I'm going to do this, put that in there, and that there, and then carry it. Oh, first let me, inside here, let me create another folder. Inside here, you can just create another folder called CSS, which is going to handle everything concerning the CSS. So the first file, so go ahead, that one is installed correctly. So inside here, you can just create another directory called JavaScript. I'm going to look for the material design bootstrap. Let me just, if I can open my web. Sorry about all of this. It's a life of program. So you can just go to material design bootstrap. They have cool features that included in the project right here, and then so as it loads, you can just visit here. The setup is just simple, just download a zip file and then copy the files the way I've done it. So we've already copied the first CSS. What about the JavaScript? Not yet. So the JavaScript, I'm going to use 2 JavaScript files. So the first JavaScript is from material design, because I read somewhere in the documentation you have to use both the bootstrap one and the one they provide. So I'm going to copy this, press it right there. So that one is done. I can just go ahead, close that. So for the bootstrap, the actual bootstrap 5, go into my directory where there is my files, and then you can see I've already installed bootstrap. See, I was still running about bootstrap. So if you want, I will generate another video talking about bootstrap and CSS, just a short video. So inside here, the JS folder. So the bootstrap and material design bootstrap have the same classes, they just have a little further customization. So for this, I'm just going to carry this material bootstrap.bundle, because it has some Java classes that are going to be used both in the both cases. So go ahead, close that. Now we are done. Sorry about this whole mess. Don't show again. So that's done. Let's confirm if our server is still running. So I crashed my server, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead, hide that. So we've already added our static files correctly. The next thing is now adding our templates that we're going to render out. So we go where there is templates right here, and then dir, and then give the name of the folder that's going to hold the templates. I'm going to just write templates. You can give the name you want, but it should be the same. So we are done with that. You can just go ahead, close that. Let this one dominate, and then now I can run my server. Sorry about that, I gotta pick this. About that. So you can see if someone is offline, you can see the material design the bootstrap is not being rendered out. This is because they're using the links directly from the website provided. So you have to be online, so that you see it has changed because I'm not online. Now right here you can just look for boots. No, not a bootstrap. And now I'm going to use show you how we can just work with this. Just write the element you want to do. For my case, I think this one looks good. So you just come here, show code, and then copy. I know we have not generated the HTML files, but we are heading to that. So to do that, I'm going to create two apps. First app is going to handle everything concerning the customer, and the next one is going to handle the restaurant part of things. So to do that, come back to my web server. I can just open another terminal. I don't like using PowerShell, but it is what it is. So food, and then I can just do py manage py start app. In my case, I'm going to call it cut. Let me just do a small because the reason why I don't use the capital letter. What's happening? I've set it an app and I cannot see where it is at. What seems to be the problem? Is it the fact that I'm running server? Let me just do it right here. Start app, and then just customer. So it appears it has already been displayed, it has already been created, but I can't see it. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to open folder, Django project. Let me just open recent. You can see I have a lot. Let me just shut that one down and then come back. Let me see. File, open folder. Then come here with application, Django application right here. Now it's okay. It's okay. So where were we? So we've already created our customer app. Now we have to link it to our project. Same thing here. We can just launch our instance of launch an instance. That's done. I can just come here to my right here. I can just come here to my cities.py file and then register. For this terminal, let me just go ahead and hide that, and then just do local host port 8000. So nothing is going to occur because I've not started my server. So I can just make this quick change. Right here, I can just do customer. Go ahead, save that. Now I can run my server smoothly. Run server. Go cd to folder and then run server. Yeah, that one is working correctly. If I refresh this page, you can see everything is back to normal. So we have already created our app. I just want to make it so that everyone can understand. So we have already created our app. Inside our app, there is a folder called views.py. There is a file called views.py. Now here we're going to create our views. And just go ahead and bring on this one here. So the first thing I'm going to import is from Django.views import the class view. So I'm going to create the first class. Sorry about that. Class. Let me just call it home page. I'm going to pass in our view class, the one which I've inherited, and something like that. Now, as you can recall, I told you about the requests. So this is the first request. You can see it has already given me that. This is because I've installed very many extensions. Like for Django, I've installed a lot of extensions. This will help me, like you can see Django. This will help me to create the projects easier because it's going to auto complete the things. So get requests, all I have to do is just press tab. Because we have not created our index.html files, we come here inside the customer, create a folder, and then call it the name we gave inside our settings.py. And what we do after creating the file, the folder name, we create another folder inside the templates with the name of the app. So inside here you can just do customer. This is possible because if you go to settings.py right here and then just go, let me just drag this one right here. If you go here, you'll see this one, it's saying app directories true. So it will go to each application that we have started and then to look for the name we have given here, which for our case it's sorry about that, which for our case let me just use yellow. For our case, which is templates, it's going to look for that, which is this one, template, and it's going to look for that name and it's going to render out that template. I'm going to erase everything just to make my work to be tidy. I'm going to close that settings.py. So we're done with that. So what we can do, we can just after creating templates customer, the first template I want to use is the des.html. Oh, sorry about that. So we're done with this. But instead of index.html, what I want to do is customer, because that's the name of the app, and then I'm just going to do index.html. So I'm just copy, let me not copy. So inside our base, this is where we are going to, this is going to be the base HTML. What I mean by that, if I just do that, give the, you can just give a general name for all templates. Let me just give order now. You can just give another one if you wish to give another name, but this is the, let me just come here. I want to make one change real quick. Inside here, if you press that one and then come to inspect, so I'm going to build, personally I'm going to build we're going to build a web server that is responsive, and the rule is you create fonts first. So for my case it's 412 by 915. So right, you can, if it's possible, I can just do 412, and I guess it was 912. So yeah, so it should be responsive. So if you can just shrink it up for 12, is it possible? Just for 12, and 912, I guess. 912. Let's confirm it's correct. 915 actually. 915. I don't want to go back and forth from the web server, or from the web browser. So the first thing I'm going to do, you see we have our static files here. We have to add them to our templates. So what we're going to do, we're going just to do load, you can see, and then you can just do load static. Sorry about that. Static. So using that one line of code, you have already imported all of these files into my template. So what I can just do, I can just do link, and then inside there I can just do static, and then I'm going to do single quotes, and then do just CSS, and then inside the CSS, the name of the CSS that you're going to use is md.dark, md.dark.mid. It's md material design bootstrap dot dark dot mean dot css. So we're already done with that line. So we've already imported, added our CSS file. We can just do scripts, and then src. Same case is going to be static, and then single quotes, and then JavaScript. But this time round it's going to be bootstrap dot bundle dot JavaScript. I'm going to copy that line of code. Oh, what have I done? Copy that line of code, paste it. Instead of bootstrap, it's going to be material design JavaScript inside that is material design bootstrap, and then dot umd, I think umd dot mean. So using those lines of code, we have already added our CSS and our JavaScript. So what we're going to do, we're going to block content. I'm going to explain what's happening in a second. So for my case, for the base.html, we're done with that. So I'm going to create another HTML file, but this time around, not right there, right here. This time around, it's going to be the nav.html. So I can just come back to my web server, and then instead of this, I'm going to copy that nav bar, come back here, and you can just paste it right there. And before I do that, I can just do let me just paste it directly. and then we are going to extend this. The first change I want to make, instead of tertiary, just body. Let's save that. And then just extend that, which is customer dot customer, and then nav bar dot html. Go ahead, save that. So that's done. We've already added our nav bar, so you can just come here and then add our index file, index.html. And then for our case, I'm going to do just block content. Now this everything that is going to be inside this HTML document that is going to be displayed here. So you can just do content, yeah. And then inside here, I'm going to use bootstrap classes. So the first class, you can just div container, and then div row, div class margin. Instead of 12, I'm going to give, let's say, 8. And let me just give 10, and then call sm dash 12, and then call dash large dash 8. And then I'm going to say h1 class, and then just give home page. So what I want to do here, you can just text center row justify content center. Go ahead, save that, and then right here you can just include it. So now to do include and then customer dot not customer dot customer, and then base dot html. So what I've done, what we said inside our views.py, let me just explain slowly. Inside our views.py, we said you're going to render out this HTML file. So that HTML file here, it's here, but we don't have to add every CSS to each HTML separately. What we're going to do, we're just going to create one base HTML that's going to hold all our CSS, and then you're going to include that one, and then this content inside here, it's going to be carried and be placed here. So the stylings are also going to be included. So we have already created the view. Now we have to link our view with our URLs. So right here we can just do from customer, because we have already added to our settings.py, and then from customer, this is our app.views, and then we're going to import that view, which was home page, and then I'm going to do path homepage.sv. Yeah, just like that. You can see the power of using extensions. So if I reload my page, will not pass reminder md.arm. Let me just extend it and see what's the error. Oh, I forgot to add a quotation right here. So inside my base, just return this. Inside here, instead of that, can just add it right there. Go ahead, save that. It was 9 4. If I reload that, we're still getting another error. What seems to be the problem? Extends customer nav budget.html. Customer nav. Okay. So what seems to be the problem? Let me just do what a wise man could do during debugging. Customer nav, but it's not being rendered. Error during rendering out that template. What have I done wrong? Is it because the use of double quotation? Go ahead, save that, come back, reload that page. Oh, okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this and delete it. Go ahead, save that, come back here, reload our page. So you can see, without writing even classes of codes, it has generated a good. It was 412, and here was 915, 915, yeah. So what I'm going to do, because I don't seem to find what seems to be the problem, I'm going to copy everything inside here, Control All, and then Control Copy, and then inside our, I'm going to just paste it right there. Go ahead, save that, come back, reload my page. You can see it has already been. I'm going to close each and every tab here and close all, so you can see if it extends further. So if it extends, you can see this one is being displayed. But if that's the power of using Bootstrap, it's going to resize itself. So yeah, that was it for this video. One thing I want to change before I go, let me just close that there and come here inside our nav index.html, not navbar light, navbar dark. Go ahead, save that, come back to our web browser, just come back here and then just do localhost post 8000, and it's okay. You can see it. And if I inspect it, it's okay now. So yeah, that was it for this video. We have already created the first view. Everything we wanted to work on, we have tackled, and I think I've explained precisely what's happening. So catch you in the next video.